Traders, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this lesson, we're going to cover price action rules and how they help us to identify high probability setups on the chart. We're looking at S&P 500 and mini futures. The time frame is 2000 tick chart, and the EMA on the chart, the blue line, is a supportive indicator only, and it is a 21 bar exponential moving average. So right now you can see I have a couple lines on the chart, and this is by design because if I follow the pure price action, the candles that are developing on the chart, I'm reading the story of these candles. But if I follow the price action rules closely, I'm able to predict the directional bias of the market, and I'm able to follow the price action rules. The first thing that you need to do when you're observing a price chart like this, you want to mark the low of the day key level and the high of the day key level, because a lot of times they may come into play later on. You don't know that, but you want to make sure you mark them because really there's a big chance that eventually they will show some reaction. And right now we have shortened downtrend working lower. For this reason, I'm identifying the channel. And why is that important? Well, because once there's a channel in play and close outside the channel, after there's a new extreme, I expect correction or possible reversal. The same thing to the downside. So we have a downtrend working lower. We're closing outside, and notice prices are creating new extreme. We're not looking for reversal, we're creating new extreme. So when I'm watching this, I'm right now pausing my shorts. The stock market is about to open soon, but as you can see, prices keep trending lower. So when I'm watching this, there's a possibility that we may have a wider channel, but I'm going to be patient and let's see what price action is going to do. And okay, we are moving way too far down. So more information is being provided to me from the market, and I can see that we have a spike, and the secondary lag is much flatter. So a lot of times this will indicate a spike and a channel pattern. And I'm just going to draw a channel and see how well it fits, and you can see the prices are fitting fairly nicely. Okay, we have a channel working sideways, and the channel is nicely getting confirmed. We're just going to make it a little bit wider. Not that big of a deal. The trend is clearly down. Notice the EMA high is pointing down. We are failing to even touch it. This is confirming how strong this bearish bias is. So now, what's going through my mind at this point? Well, I know that the trend is down, and I'm looking for high probability setups to sell. Why high probability setups? Well, because if I sell randomly at these lows, I don't know when exactly it's going to reverse on me, just like here, and I can get stopped out. I want to sell when the correction phase will end, and the correction phase will end at the key entry point, the trend line or the EMA, in this instance, the EMA, because we want to be close to EMA, and it needs to be a two-legged pullback. So prices are correcting. I'm going to redraw the short and uptrend. I have a first entry short because I'm cutting from this low. This is the lowest low of this move down. At each new low, I reset the count. So first entry short, count reset. First entry short, I cannot sell. And notice we have a second entry short. But can I take the second entry short? I cannot. Notice I'm still not quite touching the EMA. And this bar is an inside bar. You didn't tick higher above this bullish bar. So macro wise, it makes sense to be looking to sell because I am looking to sell. I expect for prices to retest the new low of this spike and a channel. And I am close to key entry point. But this is a little nuance. The local price action has to fit the rule as well. And also we can see that we have uptrend and we don't have fully reached a new extreme just yet. So because this is an inside bar and you didn't tick even higher above this bar and there's a gap between the EMA, I have to be patient. So for this reason, I'm not taking this, and notice what happened shortly after. I can see that we are finally confirming the EMA. We have one top, double top, triple test. And this is the highest high of this correction. And I have a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. So this setup right here is a combination of failed second entry long and triple test. Right at the EMA, two key entry points because the small resistance was formed. But notice the signal bar I have on my chart. It is doji with a bullish body. Now, the signal bar on failures is not that important. So it depends how aggressive you are. Me personally, I'm not really going to mark it because I really like to have a good signal bar. Because, I mean, if you're not that experienced, you can get pretty whipsawed here and there. So, failed second entry long, right at the EMA triple test. You expect new local into trend line rules, but we can't really take it, unfortunately. You can see this is exactly where the correction phase will end. This is exactly where you're looking to sell high probability setup. Not on the way down right here at the very lows. You want to pull back. And according to rules, we expect new extreme. And right now the market created new extreme. But prices keep continuing working lower. And notice how steep of a move down this is. And not a single confirmation of the EMA. So this is already looking quite strong. So let's see what's going to happen. And notice we have very strong rejection of the EMA. Now, another rejection of the EMA is indicating to me right now that we may most likely reach the low of the day. Because once prices are so close to the low of the day, there's a big chance that we may reach it. And at this point, it's starting to look like there's a wider pattern in place. So you have a couple of options. You can either select this channel, let's say like this, it doesn't fit that well, or you can see that you have spike and try to look at some channel like this, which this channel fits really well. And at the time when I was watching this channel looked the best, kind of like a spike and a channel. It aligns nicely with the EMA. And notice what you have: new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short off the EMA, off the potential trend line. Or if you're playing the wider downtrend, which at this point you're getting the confirmation, okay, we're going to continue working lower because we can't even push above EMA. The wider downtrend expects to get new extreme. So this is a second entry short. The signal bar has a bullish body, but one tick only, and look at the tail. The tail is very strong bearish, so the bullish body is not that big of a deal and a great high probability setup. You expect for prices to reach the low of the day, and prices are correcting. We're working lower. Okay, what I have to do, I have to redraw the uptrend. As you can see, I keep drawing these uptrends because the trend line rule applies for the corrections as well, not only for the main channels. And notice this is why we are marking the low of the day. It's very common for bulls to come into play at the low of the day and sellers to take profit. So once you see prices reaching the low of the day, this is where you are more careful, more patient. You're more, let's say, picky with your setups. You cannot be as aggressive. And prices continue working higher. So, okay, so what I gotta do, I'm gonna redraw the short-term uptrend. Okay, prices are working higher. And at this point, I can't really go long because we're far away from EMA and there is a chance the downtrend will get new extreme. But as prices kept pushing higher like this is where I looked back and I adapted. Since we are bouncing at the low day and this move is so strong, it ended up being a wider channel like this with the break new extreme. But you can see even this channel offers you a nice second entry short regardless, because you expect new extreme following the rules and it's below the EMA. But since this is looking more as a trading range at this point, move up, move down, and the uptrend is still in play, move up, I'm switching more to breaking new extreme and right now following the bullish bias because this is really nicely confirmed uptrend. You can see right now you definitely have to adapt. You're no longer expecting any bearish momentum. The buyers came into the market below the day, reading pure price action, the channel is in play. So I'm going to redraw the uptrend, make it fit nicely. So at this point, what am I expecting? I'm going to observe how the EMA is going to react. This is going to be pivotal. Every single time you're not sure if prices are going to be bearish or bullish, just observe the EMA. So at this point, I'm going to redraw the short and downtrend. Okay, we're breaking lower, not really clear now as much. And we have a second entry long. Can I take a second entry long? I cannot. Not only we are still below EMA, I need to see EMA hold to confirm that the bull is going to reach new extreme. But notice it's also not that easy to see if the downtrend hit new extreme, because you can make it a little bit wider and the downtrend is still in play. Only after this big bull bar, it's starting to be obvious. Okay, this was the clue that told me today that I can start thinking bullish. I'm going to make the downtrend tighter with the break new extreme, like this. Massive push above EMA is confirming this bullish trend is in play, and I expect, according to rules, new extreme. Now, this is a second entry long, so I missed the high probability setup to go long. But there's a chance for me to still capitalize and get a confirmation setup. In fact, that setup would be even easier for me to trust. And that would be high-low confirmation, this second entry long. It formed below EMA, prices are pulling back, and notice we have a great setup. High-low, confirming the second entry long. You're close to EMA, and this was a little bit of a congestion. You broke higher, came back, tested the congestion. So this right here is a high-low and a breakout, pullback, high-low, confirmation setup, great setup for the day. I took this setup myself, and the way I took this setup, I didn't even wait for trigger above this bar. I took it on engulfing because this was such a great high probability setup. Then once we engulfed this bar and this bar finished, I dropped my limit order a couple ticks back, like 3-4 ticks back, and I got filled on this retracement. But it's more advanced. If you're a beginner trader, you want to wait for trigger above this bar and then drop your limit order. And if you want to see how the trade played out, my fellow trader actually recorded the same trade he took. So make sure to go check out the Topic Trading YouTube channel. There's a video from Taylor that basically took the same trade, and he handled it the same way he also took the engulfing, so you can get the idea of how we took it. Now we can see we have a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. But at this point, you're quite close to these highs. The signal bar is not that great, you know. context wise the setup makes sense because we still need to get new high, but it's just not perfect at the EMA. You know, not a bad setup, but it's much better. You should have been here because you have a lot of time to even enter with the limit order. So if you're not here, you know, this is where you're supposed to be entering, not really here. But you know, failed second entry short still makes sense. Okay, I'm going to mark my new extreme, new high. So at this point, I'm pausing all my longs. I was even possibly watching by the channel, which honestly makes sense. But I was a little bit worried at so much loss of momentum and not that many consistent price swings. You know, so I was a little bit hesitant to draw it. This one feels a little bit better, breaking new extreme. So I'm pausing all my longs. We actually have a second entry long here, and it was very tempting when I was watching this live. But because I was unsure about the fact whether you have breaking new extreme or the wider channel, I don't really trust it so much. If you took it, I can see why, but I really think it's not that clear. There's a loss of momentum. There can be second leg down. So I think it is better to wait. Okay, price action is correcting, breaking low. And now you can see, notice how EMA was pointing down the entire time. EMA is pointing up. It's flattening. So what does that mean? That the market cycle is changing and I need to redraw a trend range because EMA is flattening. We have price swings up and down and we have new extreme. We have break new high, but we have pushed above EMA. But notice, once again, we have sort of like a triple test, big bearish bar, tier 1 signal bar, or very close to being tier 1. And since you have a break new high and another break to new high and the sellers are holding this price level, I can mark it more aggressive. It's definitely more aggressive even for me because, you know, we just made a new extreme and it felt a little bit too bullish. But if you're more advanced and you see what's going on here, you can definitely expect a stronger pullback. Okay, I don't think you want to take anything. You don't want to touch it because EMA is exactly in one of these bars. It's getting too wedgy, too congested. You have a second entry long, new high, first entry long, second entry long, but you're not quite close to the lows here. You would have to draw a range like this. This is super tight. So you don't know if you're going to pull back lower. You're not quite close to the lows. Had there been a triple test, one bottom, double bottom, triple bottom, maybe, but you have room here, you have room here. So you really want to see pull back a little bit lower. So it's too congested. You can see it ended up being okay because you keep your stop loss one tick below the signal bar. So you would have survived by one tick, but you know, it's not close to the lows and it's too congested. You really don't want to touch it right now. Okay, you have to be patient. And market keeps breaking higher and I see market trending higher. So the momentum is still bullish. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to measure the first leg, measure it, copy it. And you can see the price action will give me an approximate target because the two-legged pullbacks are a lot of times measured. So this is how can you project where the market may have its target. Also, I can see that we have a series of higher highs and higher lows. So I can look for multiple different spikes and channels. I ended up working with something like this. Fits quite nicely off the lows, fits quite nicely off the highs. But you can see prices are overshooting it. And right now we are bouncing at the very high of the day. So you can see why it is so important to mark the high of the day key level. Because at this point we are trading a big trend range. And according to range rules, you want to buy low, sell high. Of course, not when the range is this big. You want to follow the trends. But this will give you an idea that you're combining the overshoot, which you expect stronger momentum in opposite direction, with overall range pattern. So you can expect a lot of sellers start selling at this point. So you have two reasons to stop looking to go long. And in fact, you can expect stronger bearish bias. In fact, you don't even have rejection here. So you don't have to worry about potentially second entry long. Had there been second entry long, you can't really take it because overshoot and range highs. Okay, so what I have to do, redraw the short and downtrend. And there is no second entry short at the EMA. You definitely don't want to go long off the trend line. There's no setup, or you can't even consider because you have overshoot. So you have massive push down, but really no way for me to take it. So you just have to be patient. And now you're thinking, okay, what's gonna prevail? The downtrend is gonna get new extreme, or is this uptrend still gonna get new high? Very hard to tell now. You're gonna observe the EMA, what EMA is gonna do. It will tell the tail. And prices are strongly pushing above him. Okay, So when you're watching this, you have to expect for prices right now to at least attempt to create new high for this uptrend. This is what I was expecting because this is quite a decent spike in a channel, and the fact that you have such a massive push above EMA tells you that you're not gonna get new low for this downtrend because this was just caused by the overshoot, and the bulls will go into the market and they will create, or at least attempt to create, new extreme. We have a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, but it's extremely far away from the EMA. I can't take it. Okay, we're correcting. We have a second entry long, but it's below EMA. I can't take it. It's getting a little bit sideways. You can't take short because, like we said, the bias is bullish. We expect new high for the spike in the channel. I'm expecting high-low breakout pullback because it's right now a congestion. But there is no break lower and there is no high-low. So there's no breakout pullback. Okay, by the time I get breakout pullback, I get it here. We have a congestion. Prices broke higher, came back, tested it. But the downtrend is still quite in play. And, you know, it's just first entry long. And the high-low is quite far away. You would prefer always to get it right after the breakout, not to move significantly like this. So you can argue that this may be potentially a good trade, but definitely feels a bit more advanced for sure because it just took a long time before the high-low actually set up. You like it to form somewhere around here and the downtrend is in play, which is going to happen on high-low breakout pullback. You know, so if you took it actually not a horrible setup, decent setup, but just not one of those good ones. And then price action is just slowly dissipating and the bias is not that clear. You have a first entry short, second entry short failure, but you can't take it. The body is so far from EMA. This is such a tiny correction. This is not a strong uptrend. It's just barely creeping higher. There's a gap between the body and the EMA tail trap. You can't go long here. Okay, price action keeps working higher and you can see now it's getting too late. And eventually prices are still attempting to create new high, and there was even a spike in a channel like this. I decided to even mark this for second entry long triple test because the context is really good as more aggressive setup, and you can see how long this downtrend was, and we barely touched the EMA once. So this is telling you that there's probably a wider channel in play again. For this reason, you're expecting a second entry short. You can see if you just follow the rules, follow the trend line rule, you can basically stay on the right side of the market. And it's okay to be unsure. Just make sure you observe the EMA. This will a lot of times tell you exactly what you need to expect because the reaction EMA to prices will a lot of times give you the last piece of information that you need. And also you can see how important it is to recognize the low today, high today, because a lot of times it will show some reaction. So a lot of buyers stepped into the market here, a lot of sellers stepped into the market here, and unfortunately there was pretty much no good high probability setup on the way down. Possibly this high low breakout pullback of this congestion, but very few setups. Everything is a little bit too cluttered, too slow, and you pretty much just had a couple opportunities the first part of the day. But I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck with your trading.